Peace and love. Sending you all positive energy, high vibe, success on your entrepreneurship, all love, all positivity. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You hit the like button and you leave me any comments or any questions in my description below. Today I'm going to be speaking about the power of fire. And this is the card that came out from the ancient ancestors. So I'm going to speak about the element fire. The card says creation, beginnings, and expression. Now, once we're dealing with the energy of fire, the ancients viewed fire in alchemy as the central element of the beginning of creation of the core, and it's symbolic to transformation through all things. Okay, so everything has to go through the process of solidification. Okay, and as we think of solidification, it's when something has to be heated. Heat has to be infused. Once the heat is infused, then we have the four elements: earth, air, fire, water, also ether as all. Then we create segregation between the elements, and that's how we have that process of creating something beautiful, that process of things becoming a whole. And it's just like the divine body work. So the ancients view alchemy and the fire energy symbolic to the giver of all life, the light. Amun-Ra is connected with that fire. When we think about Amun-Ra, Amun-Ra gives us the life of the universe. We see Amun-Ra physically every day. Amun-Ra gives us a day to be reborn again. Every day. If we are not happy with the choices and decisions we made the day before, we can always change. We can always transform. And that's what Amun-Ra shows us. Okay? So they view the energy of as above, so below. Amun-Ra is the physical, the heat, the electrical energy. We have below correspondence as the underworld, the darkness, the moon. Okay, so we cannot have one without the other. We have polarity that's manifested in its divine power. Two complete opposites to create something beautiful. But now we're focusing on the energy of fire. So in the ancient days, they actually gathered and had bonfires. They connected with the other gods that was in the underworld. They actually came together to bring peace and harmony and unity amongst the villages. Okay. They also did powerful rituals and also ceremonies. In some ceremonies, the men was in charge to keep the fire under control. Okay? And they also lit sage, lemongrass, and powerful herbs to create that mystical fire and that magical power. Okay, so as we have the understanding of fire, it can heat things up and keep it warm, but it also can tear things down, so it always reminds us to have a focus, have a balance, and not to overindulge in anything, because it operates just like the celestial body operates. So we have transformation with the spiritual beings, the celestial beings. We go through transformation by connecting with the heat of the fire, Amun-Ra. We go through the trials and tribulations, the darkness, the shadow work. We then become one within ourselves. After we pull the veil over our head, We shed light to the darkness, have some self-awareness, have some self-acknowledgement, have that closure, and we transcend. We perceive a higher level of consciousness. We become better. It's like we have to get to the core of things to have self-development, ascension, growth, perceiving a higher level of consciousness, and healing. Okay? This is a powerful life force energy that we all have within us. So for an example, we have the Kundalini energy. It sits at the seat of the soul with the sleeping serpents, the two snakes, okay? And it's connected with the cerebral spinal fluid that goes up the 33 vertebrae and conjuncts with the pineal gland and the pituitary gland. Once it ascends and descends, it receives that heat, that solidification, and the body is warm. So that's why if you hear individuals say, well, I went to yoga and I felt the warmness going up my back. It's connected with the Kundalini energy that we have within us. It's the electrical energy, okay? It's the energy that ascends and descends up the 33 vertebrae, the cerebral spinal fluid. It awakens the pineal gland. We perceive a higher level of consciousness, and it keeps ascending and descending. Long as we are vibrating to a high frequency of love, we are having some self-awareness, and we giving it that attention. We're nurturing it, and we being of balance. Okay, it is connected with all of our cells in our body. We have this electrical, this fire energy. It also is connected with our enzymes, our tissues, our cells, our body, our gut, our digestive system. It's connected with all that energy, and also our solar plex chakra. Our solar plex chakra is the center, the seat of the soul. It's the sun we have within us from Amun-Ra, which is the fire, which is the heat. So everything has to go through the process of solidification. We have to go through the process of that heat. Once that heat is activated, it's infused, we create beautiful things. So it's like earth, air, fire, water. You know, ether is symbolic to all. We cannot have one without the other, because we create something beautiful by accessing the power of the four elements. Okay, that's why the four pillars of the earth was important to the ancients, because it held the earth in complete alignment. Okay, and it's symbolic to the body. You know, if we are operating out of love, positivity, we vibrating high, we're going to be of balance. Okay, and we all have the energy where we have that fire within us, that light, that boldness, that action, that creativity, that passion. You know, and once we are unaware of ourselves, it sits dormant like the sleeping serpents at the bottom of the spine. But once we have that self-awareness, we start to awaken to the true divinity. We become one within ourselves. We know exactly what we're here for. We have a soul mission on the planet. Everyone have a unique talent. Everyone is a beautiful being with a divine power of this electrical, mystical, powerful power within them that they can access. And I don't care what they've been through, generational curses, whatever it might be. We all can still activate that God within us. We all can go through the process of transcendence. Okay? And the universe reminds us of that every day. So we have the energy of the sun that goes through transformation of death and rebirth. Winter solstice, everything is dead. The leaves are dead off the tree. The grass is not growing like it used to grow. The flowers are dead. Okay, that's symbolic to death, the darkness. Okay, then we have a rebirth on spring equinox. Everything starts to grow back again. The flowers start to blossom. The trees start to grow their leaves back. And that's the process of transformation that nature goes through. Okay? We also start to plant our seeds in the Garden of Eden. It's in the darkness. It's in the fermentation. We start to water the seeds. We give the seeds nourishment of water. The seeds receive that infusion of that light. And they are able to grow and blossom and flourish. Okay? Everything goes through the process of fermentation. Just like solidification. We're going to go through the process to create something beautiful. Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. So it's a beautiful energy to tap into the energy of fire. And once I think about fire, I think about Aries energy. And Aries is all about drive, passion, action, individuality, wildest childhood imaginations, beginning things. They start the season off. They kick it off. They have the bull, the ram, the powerful energy. And it reminds us, 12:12 on the clock, to create, be whatever we want to be, create whatever we want to create, tap into the true divinity of the soul, access the fire within you, and let the flames burn. Let them burn. So as we think of the element of fire and we light the candles is like that yellowish and that orange at the bottom of the flame. Okay, and then at the top of the flame we have the blue, and it's symbolic to the heavens as you view the lighting of the candle, because once you're doing your magic, you have to look into that flame and say what you want to receive and stare into that flame and put your intentions into that flame and just watch and see what color vibration comes up for you. Okay, so the fire reminds us to be creative. Say creation. Create whatever you want to create. Once you do, you're going to receive the intuitive nudges. You're going to receive the downloads from the ancient ancestors, the impulses. They're going to lead you into the right places. It's going to give you more creative downloads as well. Also, beginning, like Aries, stepping out, like the Fool card on tarot. Stepping out, taking a leap of faith, not even knowing what happened, but stepping outside your comfort zone, exploring different aspects of yourself in the world. Exploring things with the wildest childhood imagination and the adventures. Also expression. Express who you are. Tap into that individuality. Have that confidence like Aries. That confidence, that bold, that building a strong foundation, that structure, that balanced ego. That's what self-expression is about. Also, we have the energy. When we think of fire, we think of drive, passion, action, and we always want to be able to move forward on creating. We want to be active because it's about being active, creating that momentum, taking action on bringing forth whatever you want to bring forth. 444 on the clock, and just creating. Okay, so that's the energy of fire. I love you all. I'm sending you all positive energy and high vibes. Tap into fire and create that liberation from the soul, the passion that dwells within you. I love you all, and I'll be back with more. Peace and love.